Hello students, today we are going to discuss about dam proofing for water resistant building. So if you want to make your building water resistant, then very important treatment that you have to apply, which is called as dam proofing. So that we will discuss today. So basically this dampness of the building, it refers to the access and penetration of the moisture content into the building through its wall, floor or roof. So roof, wall या floor में से अगर पानी आता है, then it may be causing dampness in your building. So that will lead to unhealthy condition, and it will also seriously affect the stability of your structure. So from structural point of view, it will make your structure unsafe. So this dam prevention is very important from the particular design point of view of the building, because it will affect the structural integrity of your structure. So these all measures which are generally used to prevent the dampness, it is called as dam proofing. Now it is different from waterproofing. In waterproofing, the treatment are to be provided to the surface or structure in a building to prevent the leakage. ऑलरेडी जो लीकेज हो चुका है उसके लिए हम जब ट्रीटमेंट अप्लाई करते हैं उसको वाटर प्रूफिंग बोलते हैं, बट वी वांट टू अवॉइड द एंट्री ऑफ द water building. And nowadays this all buildings that are provided with damp proof course to prevent the dampness from the building, and that will we will try to reduce the effect of this dampness to the people who are living in the building. Okay, so this damp prevention is nowadays very common treatment which is generally provided along with the construction. So these are the causes of dampness in the building. The moisture rises up from the wall and from the ground below foundation. Also there is action of rain. जब rain may travel from wall top, as well as rain which is beating against the external wall. एक्सटर्नल वॉल पे जब बारिश आती है या ऊपर से जब बारिश आती है, प्रॉपर जॉइंट नहीं है, तो वहाँ से पानी आ सकता है. पुअर ड्रेनेज विच इज़ प्रोवाइडेड एट द बिल्डिंग साइड, and due to that water may enter in your building. Then process of condensation due to humid air which cool down and deposit on the wall, floor or ceiling, and this kind of patches that are generally observed, that is of water droplet. Also, if your exposed top of wall like parapet or compound wall, that is not proper, improper coping is provided at the top of the parapet wall. Then flat roof. In the case of the flat roof, you are not providing proper slope, then it will also cause dampness. Then defective roof covering for the pitched roof. Also this faulty eaves and valley gutters in the pitched roof, they are also responsible for causing dampness. Then you have the defective junctions between parapet, roof slab or joints in wall, that may also cause dampness. If you are not having proper workmanship during construction and poor construction material, that can also cause dampness in the building. So there are varieties of causes that may be responsible for dampness in the building. So it is very important that we should provide certain layer or certain treatment to avoid this dampness. These are the effects of dampness. It will give breeding to the mosquitoes. It will cause a very unhealthy living and working condition inside such a house which is having such kind of unhealthy living conditions. Also, it can cause the softening of the plasters. Plaster na popura nikli jai, that type of thing that may happen. And it also cause the efflorescence, that is white patches or white powdery kind of patches that can be seen in such kind of walls, etc. Then it will also disintegrate the stone and bricks. Also this moisture that may be responsible for rusting, kaat khai jaru, and corrosion of the metal fittings. Also it will affect the reinforcement bar in your RCC structure. Then your floor coverings that are also damaged, and unsightly patches are formed on the surface and ceiling. So these are all the problems that may be there if you are having dampness inside your building. So by breeding the germs, also it will provide the unhealthy places for living. Also it can deteriorate the electrical fitting, then flooring, then it can also affect or decay your timber door and window. So there are many effects of dampness inside your building. So it becomes very essential that we should do certain thing, or we should provide certain treatment, so that we should try to avoid the entry of moisture inside your building. So there are certain precautions if you want to do dam proofing in your building. So first thing related to site selection. your site should be located at high ground, and it should be well drained soil. So अगर वो well drained soil है तो automatically पानी नीचे आपका चला जाएगा, to safeguard against the foundation dampness, so that from the foundation water should not enter in your building. And the water level is at least 3 meter below the surface of ground or lowest point in the wet season. So whatever the water level is there, it should be at least 3 meter below the surface of your ground surface से minimum 3 meter नीचे पानी होना चाहिए. During wet season also that 3 meter distance should be maintained. Proper slope it should be provided, and proper drainage to be provided to your ground surface which is surrounding your building. So if you are having proper drainage arrangement, proper slope arrangement, whatever water which is gathered around your building, that will be also go to that natural slope, and it will go to underground. It will add to the underground water table. All the exposed walls, they should be sufficiently thick. So if you are going for the brick wall, then it should be at least 30 centimeter thick wall to safeguard against the rain penetration. So rain का जो पानी आता है, अगर आपने 30 centimeter thick wall provide कर दिया, so it can give efficient resistant against that rainwater coming up. Then brick of superior quality should be used. Also, this good quality cement mortar should be used to have a perfect bond in building units to prevent the formation of cavities and also occurrence of the differential settlement. So proper quality of brick, proper quality of cement mortar is to be used. Also, this coping that we are providing on the parapet wall, it should be sloped on top से वो slope करता होना चाहिए, and also provided with the proper throating. So this is throat, this groove is to be provided, so that it will throw the rainwater away from the wall. And all the exposed surfaces should be covered with waterproofing cement plaster. So certain chemicals if we add in the normal our cement mortar, then that particular cement plaster, then it may become waterproof. Also this cavity wall, they are considered better than the solid wall in preventing the dampness, and hence the cavity wall construction should be adopted if possible, if as far as if you want to avoid the dampness in your building. Now these are now which material which you are using for as a damp proof course, it should possess certain requirement. So these are the requirements of an ideal material used for DPC. First, it should be durable. At least its life should be such that it is equal to the life of the building itself. अगर building की life से कम है, तो there is a problem. Okay, again that dampness may come up in your building. So at least it should be equal to the life of the building itself. Then it should remain steady रहना चाहिए. It does not allow any movement in itself. Then it should be impervious because it has to restrict the entry of water. So it should be impervious. It should resist the load safely. Whatever load is coming, it should resist it safely. It should be flexible so that it is capable of accommodating the structural movement without any fracture. It should be dimensionally stable. Meaning is that material maintain its original dimensions when subjected to change in temperature or humidity. So कुछ भी temperature change आता है, humidity variations is there, it should not change to its original dimension. It should remain as it is. Whatever dimension initially, it should be after that also. Then it should be carried out with the leak proofing joints. All the joints it should be leak proof, and it should not contain the sulfate, chloride, and nitrate, and it should be cheap. So these are some of the requirements that should be followed by an ideal material when you are using it for DPC, damp proof course. So now we see which are the different materials that can be utilized as a damp proof course. So these are the materials which are widely used as DPC. So first is hot bitumen. So डामर જેને આપણે કહીએ છીએ. So it's a highly flexible material and which can be applied with a minimum thickness of 3 mm. 3 mm का layer अगर आपने कर दिया, so it will act as a DPC. And generally it is placed on the bedding of concrete or mortar. So जो भी आपका लेवल mortar या concrete का layer है, उसके ऊपर while it is in hot condition, you to just lay a layer of 3 mm thickness, and that thickness that layer that will protect it from entering of water. Next is mastic asphalt. So this mastic asphalt is a semi-rigid material and which is quite durable and completely impervious. Okay, so generally it is obtained by heating the asphalt with sand and mineral fillers. And this kind of mastic asphalt that can be laid, and it should be laid very carefully by the experienced person. So this will also act as a very good barrier against the dampness or moisture. Next is bituminous felts. So this is also a very flexible material and which is available in the rolls of various wall thickness. Wall thickness के हिसाब से उसकी this roll thickness is generally decided. So it is available in the form of such rolls that you could just lay over the cement mortar layer. So it is generally laid on the leveled flat layer of cement mortar. जो भी आपका सीमेंट मोटर का लेयर है उसके ऊपर ये आपको जस्ट यू टू ले इट. Okay, and generally the overlap of 10 centimeter is provided at the joints. So जहाँ पे भी ये दो शीट ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं वहाँ पे minimum 10 centimeter का overlap is to be provided, and full width overlap is generally provided at angles, junctions and crossings. So this bituminous sheets or bituminous felt is also used as a DPC material. Next is metal sheet. So certain metals also you can provide. So this is showing the metal sheet. So that may be the sheet of lead, copper or aluminium that can be utilized as a DPC material. These lead sheets, they are quite flexible, and thickness should be such that the weight is not less than 200 Newton per meter square, and they are laid in a similar manner as bituminous felt. So it's just like a sheet only. So just you have to lay in the form of sheet. So generally these copper sheets, they are 3 mm thick and embedded in lime or cement mortar, and it has very high durability and resistant to dampness as well as sliding also. While these aluminum sheets, they are used for protective layer, used with the protective layer of bitumen and not as good as other two types. So this aluminum sheet, it is not considered as good as this lead and copper sheet, but that can be also utilized as a damp proofing material. Next, combination. So whatever your metal sheets are there, they can be utilized along with your bituminous felt also. So this lead foil, lead का जो भी foil है metal का, it is sandwiched between the asphalt और bituminous felt. मीन्स बीच में आपका लेड का शीट आएगा, ऊपर आपके ऊपर एंड नीचे आपके एसफाल्ट या बिटुमिनस के फेल्ट आएंगे. सो इट्स अ कॉम्बिनेशन एंड इट इज़ नोन एज द लेड कोर. सो इन बिटवीन यू आर हैविंग लेड, बीच में आपके लेड रहेगा एंड ऊपर नीचे आपका मेटल बिटुमिनस का शीट रहेगा, ऊपर या नीचे, ऊपर और नीचे बोथ एसफाल्ट का या बिटुमिनस का. सो जनरली इट इज़ नोन एज द लेड कोर which is economical, durable and efficient. So this combination of bituminous sheet as well as metal sheets that can be also utilized by sandwiching lead in between the bituminous or asphalt sheet. Other normal building material that we are using in normal construction, they can be also used as a DPC layer. So this dense and sound stones such as graphite or slate, they can be also laid in cement mortar in two course to form an effective DPC material. These bricks can also be used as a DPC material. So here the special dense bricks are to be used, which are which are having property of absorbing water less than 4.5% by weight. So this is a special type of bricks that are to be taken, and they can be laid in the course of 2 to 4 with the cement mortar to act as a DPC layer. Also this mortar that you are using, so normally if you are using it as a DPC layer, then 1 part of cement and 3 part of sand by volume with lime you have to take to increase its workability, and that can be used as a bedding layer. And this waterproofing mortar for plastering, it should be mixed with whenever you are using for plastering 1 part of cement, 2 part of sand. So means it's a rich kind of mortar, and it is to be added with the pulverized alum to make it waterproof. So such kind of rich mortar with this alum that will make it waterproof. So this will act as a DPC layer. Also this cement concrete that can be also provided as a layer of DPC. So generally the cement concrete layer of 1 is to 2 is to 4, which is laid at a plinth level. And this cement concrete layer varies in the range of 40 mm to 150 mm, which stops the rise of water by the capillary action. So capillary action से जो भी पानी आता है उसको रोकने के लिए कंक्रीट का लेयर प्लिंथ लेवल पे आप प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं. So that will also act as a DPC layer. Then this plastic sheets. So this is relatively a new type of DPC material, which is made up of black polythene, having thickness about 0.5 to 1 mm, and this is usually with the usual width of wall. It is available in the row length of 30 मीटर. जितना थिकनेस ऑफ वॉल है उसके विड्थ ऑफ वॉल है उसके हिसाब से आप उसको ले कर सकते हैं. एंड दिस ट्रीटमेंट इज चीपर बट इट इज़ नॉट permanent. So this is newly developed and it is not a permanent treatment. So it is a cheaper material. So these are all the materials like what bitumen, mastic asphalt, bituminous felt, metal sheets, then combination of metal and bituminous sheets, then normal building material, brick, stone, mortar, cement, concrete, or even plastic sheets you can utilize as a damp proof course. Now, there are general principles when you are using such damp proofing technique. So first, this damp proof course, it may be horizontal or vertical. अगर आप wall में use कर रहे हैं, so it may be vertical. Floor में use कर रहे हैं, then it may be horizontal. So it may be horizontal or vertical. The horizontal damp proofing course should cover the full width of wall. So whenever you are using horizontally, then whatever is the width of wall, it should be fully covered with that DPC material, excluding rendering. So basically, this rendering is the smooth and decorative surface which is provided. Okay, and that is generally provided with the DPC. So already होती है that property of dam prevention. That's why there is no need to go up to that. Then mortar bed prepared to receive the damp-proof course. It should be leveled and free from projections. So whatever mortar bed over which you want to lay a layer of DPC, it should be properly leveled and it should be free from projection so that you can easily lay your layer of DPC. Then at joints and corners, DPC should be continuous. तो अगर कहीं joints आता है या फिर corners आता है, so you should continue. So whatever layer, horizontal and vertical, it should be properly joined together. It should not leave at this particular joint. So it should be continuous. Then if sheets of mastic asphalt are used, the overlap should not be less than 100 mm. So whenever we are using two sheets, so its overlapping is very important. So minimum 100 mm overlapping is to be provided whenever we are laying a sheets as a DPC layer. Then this damp proof course should not be kept exposed on the wall surface. अगर आपने एक्सपोज छोड़ दिया, it will be damaged by carpenters or tile layers during the finishing operation. So उसको cover करके रखना चाहिए. Then at horizontal and vertical junctions, this DPC should be continuous and cement mortar fillet of about 75 mm should cover the joint. This kind of fillet it should be provided. So here proper fillet is to be provided here. Okay, so that it should be a continuous at the joint. Now we should know about the methods of damp proofing. So first method of damp proofing is to provide the membrane. So to provide the damp proofing coats or membrane. So these are the layers of or membranes of water repellent material, whatever we have discussed up till now, like bituminous felt and mastic asphalt or plastic sheets or cement, concrete, mortar or metal sheets, etc. Just you have to lay in the form of that particular membrane, okay, or the layers you can say. So this DPC, whichever is provided, it will prevent the water rising from the subsoil and getting into the different parts of building. So that will avoid the entry of this water because these layers will stop it. Okay, and the best location. So this is very important thing that you should remember. Best location for DPC in case of the building without basement. अगर basement नहीं है, so it is at the plinth level. So plinth level is the best position where we have to apply our DPC layer. So plinth level, here we have to apply this DPC layer. And in case of the structure जहाँ पे plinth नहीं है, it should be laid at least 15 centimeter above your ground level. So this is of your ground level. Then your DPC at least at 150 mm, means 50 centimeter above, you have to provide this DPC layer. So this is the thing that you should remember. The DPC layer should be provided at least about 15 centimeter above your ground level. ग्राउंड लेवल से आपको 15 सेंटीमीटर ऊपर प्रोवाइड करना है. एंड दिस DPC शुड बी प्रोवाइडेड हॉरिजॉन्टली और वर्टिकली इन फ्लोर्स एंड वॉल. सो नॉर्मली वॉल में आप वर्टिकली प्रोवाइड करते हैं, फ्लोर में हॉरिजॉन्टली. So this is the layer that we are laying. Next is integral damp proofing treatment. So instead of a layer, you can do it integral method by integral method also. So basically, integral treatment method consisting of adding the certain compounds to the concrete और mortar during the process of mixing. जब हम mortar या concrete यूज़ करते हैं उस वक्त हम कुछ ऐसे materials डाल देते हैं जिसकी वजह से वो moisture penetration को रोकता है by different actions. Okay, so this moisture penetration under different principles that are to be avoided by those particular compounds. So first compounds that you can add that are like chalk or talc or fillers or that can be added. Okay, so they are having the mechanical action principle, so they will fill the pores which are present in concrete or mortar and make them denser and waterproof, okay, by mechanical action. But if you are using the compound like alkaline, silicate, aluminum sulfate, calcium chloride, etc., and if you are mixing, then it will act chemically. Chemical reaction or the chemical action would take place, and after reacting chemically, they will fill the pores to act as a water resistant layer. So similarly, some other compounds are also used like soap or petroleum oil or fatty acid compounds such as styrates of calcium, sodium, ammonium. So they will all fill the pores and they will act as a DPC material, okay, or the DPC layer, and they will try to avoid the moisture or dampness in your building. So in the next class, we will discuss the DPC treatment in building. So thank you very much.